Hello everyone, it's Bonnie from the Barnes Museum in Southington, Connecticut. We've been having some technical difficulties with our Wi-Fi coming live to you right now. So I'm going to try this again from our cell phone. We apologize, we've been a little late. So if you're tuning in, let us know in the bottom, and hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on. Again, I apologize, we're a little late with our Wi-Fi technical difficulties. We're a house from 1836, so sometimes the Wi-Fi doesn't always like to come through our plaster walls as much as we'd like it to. Welcome to the front parlor of the Barnes Museum. And this is one of 17 rooms that we have in the house. And today is all about artwork. It's not just about artwork, it's all about Leila Upson Barnes. So who is Leila? Let me show you her picture right here. This is a printout that I made this morning. I'm not holding an actual photograph. This is Leila Upson Barnes, and she was the last woman of the house. She married Bradley in 1910. She was born in October. She was a Halloween baby, October 31st of 1884, and she died in 1952. When she unfortunately passed of a massive heart attack. She and Bradley never had any children, and we're not sure why. We have 17 years of her diary entries, and it doesn't discuss why they either opted not to have children or couldn't have them for any reason. But when she passed in 1952, Bradley was alone for the rest of his life until he passed in 1973. So we have at the museum 136 paintings in the house. And out of those 136 paintings, 61 are Leila's, and we'd like to show you a few of them today and see if maybe we can challenge you to recreate some of the paintings that you see. We have, let's go to the paintings behind me here. Here we go. Actually, I think this is going to work better with my cell phone because you'll be able to get up nice and close. This right here is called Poppies. And this painting was done by Leila in 1937. She had an art teacher named Hilma Black in New Haven, and she wrote about it in her diaries often that she would go down to New Haven to see Hilma, and on November 18th of 1937, she finished this poppy painting. Now, I love this painting because of the gradient color in the background. It goes from this beautiful yellowy, reddish over to yellowy green, all the way over to a very dark emerald over on this side. This painting is very reminiscent of poppies that grow on the property here every year in spring. They're some of the first flowers to come up, and if you were to visit us in the spring, we're going to ask that you don't visit us now, but hopefully you'll be able to see us again soon, and maybe even in time for these poppies to come up in the backyard. We also have some unfinished paintings of Leila's. This is an unfinished painting right here, and this beautiful unfinished painting has a few watermarks, as you can see. That's because this was found up in the attic. We have a third story to the house that's completely unfinished, and up there is an old small room, and that was a quarantine room in the 1800s, and then Leila turned that into an art studio. So this beautiful unfinished painting was up there, and if you get really close, you can see the drawings of where she is going to finish some of those flowers right here. Now, sometimes Leila wouldn't just take inspiration from her yard and flowers that were growing in her yard. Sometimes she would take inspiration from pictures that she saw, clippings out of newspapers, for instance. This small horse painting right here that you see is an example of that. That is taken from a clipping out of a newspaper of a racehorse called Man of War. And that painting is almost identical to the newspaper clipping itself. And then this horse right here has so much detail into it. All the little lines on his face and in the harness. She would sign the vast majority of her paintings Leila U. Barnes. Leila's full name was Leila Holcomb Upson Barnes. That is because she is the great niece, or was the great niece, of Connecticut's Governor Holcomb. This painting here, when I first set up for the day, I did not put this painting out. And then when I came in this morning, I was opening up the back door and a robin flew right by my head. We have holly bushes in the back, and every year the robins build nests and lay 3 to 4 eggs in the back. And she's busy back there building a nest. So I took this out of our goblet room where this is on permanent display. And you can see that she loved the robins building nests in this yard, and they've been doing it for quite a long time. So she painted this beautiful painting. Bradley also loved transportation. If it had to do with cars, boats, trains, horses, he loved it. And he and Leila had a summer home out in Guilford, Connecticut. And the house still stands, although it does not have a connection to the museum anymore. It was willed to a friend of the family after Bradley's death in 1973 and then later sold off. But again, the house does still stand, and Leila took a lot of inspiration from the shoreline. We have several paintings with sailboats and nautical themes, and she does a beautiful job of making her sails on the sailboats come to life. There's a lot of movement to these, which is great. We have a favorite painting of ours here in the house that Leila did, and it's this beautiful triple dressing screen right here. And she did paint this with her art teacher again. This was done in 1938. She finished this in July of 1938. And she did write a diary entry about it. And we're going to go nice up and close to this because the crackle finish on this is beautiful. We can go to Lowe's or Home Depot today and we can get crackle finish paint, but this is the real stuff. This crackled all on its own, which is absolutely wonderful. And there's beautiful flowers cascading all the way down the dressing screen. This is on permanent display. You can see this in our dressing room, typically. Now, what I'd love to do is take you to a painting that's not Leila's. And we keep it up on the wall. We don't handle this one at all. And I want to show it to you because it's from a very prominent New England painter. And I know we mostly talked about Leila today, but this is such a great painting. I've got to show it to you. This right here is called The Rolling Hills of Meriden. And this is an Edwin Augustus Moore painting. He was the son of Nelson Augustus Moore, another prominent New England painter. And again, Rolling Hills of Meriden, for those of you who live in central Connecticut with us, especially in the Southington Meriden area, you'll know this skyline very well. It's missing a few cell phone towers and it's missing Castle Craig, but this is where Hubbard Park looks up to. We would not be able to see Castle Craig, even if we could from this vantage point. This painting was done in 1880, and that was about 10 years before Castle Craig was even erected over there. So again, this is The Rolling Hills of Meriden from Edwin Augustus Moore. And we have that on permanent display in our music room where we've been bringing you songs of the Steinway from our 1914 Steinway player piano every day. We hope that you've enjoyed seeing that. But let's get back to the artwork challenge portion of this. What we'd love to see is how you can recreate some of these gorgeous pieces. So what I'm going to do is I've taken close-up photos of each of the pieces I've described today, and I'm going to post them below in the comment section. We'd love for you to recreate them and see in different types of mediums, do watercolor, do oils, use finger paints, use 3D embellishments. You know, if you want to do a nautical theme and put some twine for the rope and whatnot, we would absolutely love to see it. And you can put hashtag Barnes Museum Artwork Challenge or just hashtag Artwork Challenge and in the comment section and post it for us. But again, these are the beautiful pieces of the Barnes Museum. Just a few of those 136 painting pieces that we have. We're going to keep today a little short because, like I said, I know we had a little bit of technical difficulty with the Wi-Fi. I hope this one's going to work, and it was a little better than the other one. So we look forward to seeing your artwork pieces. Make sure to check out our online board game exhibit at thebarnesmuseum.org. You can go to the virtual events tab, and then there's a drop-down menu where you see an online board game exhibit. We'd love to see you playing games too. Anything that's bringing you peace in this stressful time. Stay home, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday.